Hello again, students, and welcome again to Miss Bullock's Flipped Classroom. Please, tonight we're going to actually be working on rhetorical terms and rhetorical devices. So, our I can statements for today are: I can review terms and devices I already know, learn new rhetorical terms and devices, and then later in class, under this squiggly line, we'll actually identify these rhetorical devices and terms, and we will analyze how and why authors use these terms. So the first question that we need to ask ourselves is, what is rhetoric? Rhetoric is the art of persuasive writing or speaking. So, of course, we have continued to work on Tenos, or excuse me, that should be Telos, excuse me. And that, of course, is held up by our logos, our ethos, and our pathos, our three pillars of rhetoric. Now, some devices that people use that we already know would be anecdote, a story, right? A description, we have used those lots in our writing. Diction, which of course is word choice. Imagery, which appeals to our senses. Mood, which of course is the emotion that the story evokes or the speech evokes. Repetition, the speaker, the theme, the thesis, and of course the last one, the tone. So some new things that we are going to be working with will be language. The first one is abstract language. Abstract language describes concepts or ideas. Okay, these are not tangible things. You cannot touch them. So think things like freedom, values, loyalty. Okay? The other kind is concrete language. This describes specific observable things, people, places. These are things you can touch, you can see. These would be things like MCHP, our school, the president, or Alaska. The next list of terms that we'll be working with starts with aphorism. An aphorism is a short, witty statement of a truth about life. Benjamin Franklin was huge into these. He's got all kinds of little quotes. An example of one of his aphorisms is, "The early bird gets the worm." Colloquialism is another term that we'll be working with. Colloquialism is a word or phrase that is used in everyday language, but it would not be appropriate for formal writing. So some examples of this would be y'all, ain't, or slang words. Our next term is euphemism. A euphemism is a much more pleasant way of saying something that might be uncomfortable. An example of this would be someone passed away, troops instead of soldiers, or collateral damage. Whoa. Whoops. Our next word is jargon. Jargon is the special language of a profession or group. So, an example would be CIF, that's the Common Instructional Framework that we use every day at school. YOLO, RPG for gamers, or even twerking. Rhetorical question is our last one that we'll be working with. It is a question that does not expect an answer. These are things your parents ask you while they're giving you a lecture. Things like, "Do you think I'm stupid?" They really don't expect an answer. So this concludes our rhetorical devices and terms work. Please remember to study your vocabulary, and I look forward for us to play with these in class. Thank you.